Tendons is officially leaving the nitrotype community, and in this video I'm going to be just giving my general thoughts on that. We have a new webcam, so hi, look, it's going to be so much clearer than my old one. My old one was basically just like a camera, but it was like through a Wi-Fi connection to my computer, so it would like lag a ton if I moved a bunch. And now this one's way better. It has a few glitches if I move really fast, but generally this is so much clearer, so much better, and I'm loving it so far. So yeah, new webcam just in time for the more talkative video we're doing right here. So yeah, again, we're going to be giving my thoughts on the whole Tendons situation. I feel like this has been kind of a long time coming. There's a lot to talk about in this video. I do want to point out the fact that yesterday, legitimately, I swear, I jinxed it. I posted a video yesterday on my second channel, which is SoldToTyping with the number 2. It's linked on my channel, so you can go to the channels if you want to find it. I literally put out a video yesterday before Tendons put out their video. Basically, the entire video was a memeing on Tendons, talking about them constantly leaving and entering the nitrotype community, and within a few hours it did not age well because, again, Tendons left the nitrotype community again. So some people said it aged really well because I basically predicted it, but I personally feel a little rude because it seems like they just left the community and I'm immediately memeing on them. But I posted that video before they left again, so please do not get fired up on me. I was just like doing a meme about Tendons, and then it came to fruition way quicker than I was intending for it to do so. So yeah, there's that. Didn't really age well. It kind of seems insensitive, but we're gonna move on from that for now and continue with this video. So first of all, Tendons, if you're watching this video, of course, do what's best for you 100%. If that means seeing a therapist or whatever, then 100% go do so. It's completely up to your judgment to see like whether or not you probably need therapy. I think you mentioned in your video that you committed to a lot of things you couldn't keep, and I'm gonna be a little more brutally honest, that was kind of true. Like, when I make a decision, I make sure to think about it for weeks. Like, recently I did a thing on my channel where I changed all my channels into either the main channels, my IRL gaming and typing channels, and then the other 3 channels are now 3 second channels to those channels. So now there's Sold2Gaming, Sold2Typing, and Sold2, right? They're all like second channels, and I had been thinking about this decision for at least 2 weeks. That's like a low amount of time I usually think about a decision. I personally think I wait too long to make a decision because, again, like there's gonna be like there's current trends or whatever for like videos, and I will literally wait like it'll be out in like a week or 2 when I've like finally decided whether or not this is actually a good video to make and things like that. And so because of that, then it ends up being in terrible situations where I miss the entire trend, and it often ends up being an enemy of you. But I think you're on the opposite side of the spectrum, where like Dark's podcast, it had a few, like it had like whatever, like 5 or 6 good episodes, right? And then kind of stopped uploading because I think time constraints. Obviously the tournament that I was hyped for. However, here's a few things. Okay, first of all, you were saying like Tendons, if you're watching this video, I'm gonna personally address you, but other people, like Tendons was literally like, I felt like they were really like sad and upset with themselves about like the amount of things they committed to and not like went through with. However, he also said in that video that like he was like, oh, it's so crazy that you guys have supported me through like all the crazy crap I've done and things like that, right? And so I think you should put those two things together. Like, don't feel bad like you've betrayed us or anything. I think a lot of the people that truly watch your content are gonna forgive you for little things like the tournament. Yeah, I had big plans, but like, I like to forgive and forget my personal ideas, you know? Even if you did commit something, maybe you shouldn't have done that, but like, I'm not gonna like hold you to it, you know? If you need to cancel something, it's gonna be a bummer, but like, I'm not like, oh my gosh, Tendons, they're the worst person in the world. Maybe I was overanalyzing that video there, but I feel like there's moments in Tendons' recent video where he was like, it'd be better if I just wasn't in the community making all these fake promises and stuff like that. And I don't think that's true. Tendons, if you're watching this video again, you're still like a good dude. Like, you're just making mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, and you like, You don't need to like totally beat yourself up constantly about it. Do I think maybe it's best for you to like leave the nitrotype community? Not in a rude way. If that's best for you, if you were like, maybe typing like 12 hours a day isn't really best for my mental or physical health, and maybe I should talk to therapy about this and that, then go do that. You know what I mean? That is totally up to you. But in terms of whether you being there is good for us, I think it's a net positive, Tendons being in the community, like the effect wise on all of us. I think it's a net positive, but that's 100%. I'm not saying like, oh, Tendons, come back. Like, you're not doing anything wrong either. But when you were in this community, like, you're not like, you weren't doing anything really bad either. You know what I mean? Like, you were like doing a net positive influence. You made a few mistakes. That's okay. You know, like, don't, again, I said this already, but don't beat yourself up about it. If you need to go, like, seek therapy or, like, spend some time away from the community, maybe, again, not type 1,100 races per day, that's insane. I don't even finish seasons, which is kind of embarrassing considering I'm, like, a top nitrotype YouTuber, but we ignore that, right? Okay. But seriously, like, do what's best for you, man. But again, okay, well, I'm trying to like state this as best as I can. Do what's best for you, but also don't think that you were like a huge burden on the rest of the community, because you weren't. You seemed like a generally like cool guy whenever I talked to you. Like, you were good, like you were great. So don't beat yourself up about it. Don't like think you were a burden to the community. You were great, but also do what's best for you. And yeah, also piece of advice, like, again, maybe I think a little bit too long, but maybe you need to take a page out of my book, and before you like announce a big competition or a big something, like think of for like a week at least about it. Like, again, I usually like sometimes think like months about filming a video and things like that. So like if filming a big video might take like months of thought. So like maybe take a page out of my book, and before you do something big, like before you revive TBZ, before you do something like that again, or before you like go all in on a team, just like think about whether or not you actually want to do it for like a week or two. And you're like, oh yeah, well the season's already going to be over. Well then think, do I want to go competitive on a team next season? And think about it up till then, and have that being your thoughts on your mind. Whenever I'm making a decision, again, I'm just like kind of I think about it like kind of constantly for like weeks before I actually make a decision about it. The reason why I always think through a decision for like a long time before making it, to make sure it's not a phase. Because even though you're like, well, this isn't a phase, Mom. Even if you're like, wow, I'm so into this thing, maybe just like make sure it's not a phase. Just like think through it for like a few weeks before making a big like channel changing decision. And by that I don't mean like have it in the back of your mind for 3 weeks. Like, think about it. And I'm totally rambling here, but I mean that's in like honor of Tendons, you know. I honestly wanted this video to be more raw anyway, so yeah. That's my message to you, Tendons. Do what's best for you. It's sad that you're leaving the community. Honestly, you're one of the like best nitrotype channels out there, in my opinion. I mean, like, consistent competitive updates. Also, one more thing to go in terms of active nitrotype channels. We have like Nate Dogg on top with like 4,700 subscribers, right? If we count Penguin and Know This Is John, they're in number 3. However, if we don't count Penguin and Know This Is John, they're number 1. And then if we don't count PR Raw and Tendons on nitrotype, right? Because Tendons just left and PR Raw hasn't uploaded in years. If we don't count them, because they're not active, then that makes Ginfio number 2. If we don't count Ginfio because they're a hacking channel, then that means Ace Typer's number 2. And if Ace Typer's number 2, that means I'm number 3, baby! Okay, yeah. All hype aside, I know that's crazy, right? Okay, like, sub, share. Tendons, like, you go, man, do you, and I'll see you all in the next video. Sold out.